Hey everyone else going, welcome back to another Walking Dead video. So here is my trailer breakdown for episode 4. This will obviously contain spoilers for episode 3, so I hope you're all aware of that. But yeah, if you haven't seen my review yet for episode 3 or my breakdown of the episode, then definitely go and check that out. I just posted that video, and yeah, let's just talk about the trailer here. So yeah, the first shot here we see is of, well, we see Dama, Negan, the historian, I believe, actually from episode 2, and I believe that the Croat is there as well. And so I think where they're going here actually is to go and visit Bruegel, who I thought was actually going to be in episode 3, because a lot of the rumors were that he was going to be in episode 1, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or something like that. But no, he actually wasn't in episode 3 at all. So I don't know if maybe there was a scene at the end that like built a lot of that up or something like that. But no, that wasn't in episode 3 at all. So it looks like going into episode 4 here, we're going to see Bruegel here. And I'm really excited about this because I do think that like after this episode, like we'll be at the halfway point of the season, right? And when you're really looking at the first like 4 episodes here of the season, like depending on what happens here, and it seems like a lot of stuff is happening in episode 4, I think they built up the story pretty well here, because when you really look at how everything started here, it was very like, you know, just like recapping what happened in the finale of season 1 and building up a lot of the characters. And I think episode 2 and 3, while I think that, yeah, maybe the episodes were a bit slower, I think it did a lot of character development that I think you really need with The Walking Dead, right? Like, you're always going to see those complaints. I've already seen complaints about, like, this episode even, like, saying that, oh, it was boring and whatever. But I just disagree, because I think that that's stuff I've always liked about The Walking Dead. Like, even going back to season 3 and 4, there were so many episodes that, like, back in the day, I would actually see, you know, a lot of complaints about it. Like, oh, it was too boring, like, nothing happened. And, like, I've gotten to the point where it's like, you know what? Like, I think a lot of character development episodes are, you know, obviously, I think some episodes are better than others for sure, but not every episode is going to be like a masterpiece, right? Like, you can't really like rate a season based off of one episode. You really have to see, you know, what the story is going to tell you in an episode and see where it goes overall throughout the entire season. So I think that 3 episodes in so far, they built up the story really well, and I'm excited for episode 4 because it looks like there's actually going to be some stuff happening here, and we're meeting Bruegel. And Maggie seems to be actually there and is going to be talking with, I don't know, maybe Bruegel or Dama or whoever. Like, there's actually going to be some interactions with her and Negan anyways, and we'll see, you know, if there's any more than that at some point. But we do see them here going to this building here, and I believe that that's where Bruegel actually is staying right now. And so, yeah, we do see Negan in this shot right here, and he's making a lot of jokes and stuff. So it's kind of cool because, again, I mentioned that in my episode 3 breakdown. Like, I feel like out of the last 3 episodes, like, we haven't seen that side to him yet, right? And I think in episode 3, that side was, you know, it was there and it was starting to come out a little bit more, because I think that, yeah, I mean, obviously for the first little bit here, he's been a little bit more down, I would say, you know, about the whole situation that he's in, which makes a lot of sense as well, right? Like, I think that if he was very happy all the time, there would be complaints about that as well. Like, wait, that makes no sense. He seems to really enjoy the place that he's in right now, and the fact that, you know, Dama is making him, I guess, become like a leader, or I guess an enforcer of, you know, what she wants to do and all of that. So it makes sense that he was going to be a bit down for a bit, but you're starting to see, you know, the old Negan come out here a bit, and yeah, it's really cool to see. We see this shot right here, and it looks like this is when they first arrive here. And so I imagine some people here are a part of Bruegel's group, and then there's some people that are a part of Dama's group, obviously, but they're here to see Bruegel. I don't know if Bruegel is actually here at this point. It's possible that maybe he's not there yet, but he shows up at some point, because he is going to be in the scene, but I just don't think he's in this scene specifically. But yeah, then we see the shot here of Dama, and it looks like, I mean, she's probably talking to Bruegel and all that, and really wanting to get Bruegel on her side. And I feel like Bruegel is not joining their side yet, because maybe he doesn't believe that New Babylon is on their way, or again, I don't know, like, what his whole thing is going to be, because I know that some of the communities don't necessarily want to join, or that other group didn't want to join just because they were just like, well, we don't have to, like, we can just do things on our own sort of thing, right? But I don't know if Bruegel is going to be the same way with the whole thing, and it seems like eventually he does join, or it seems like it anyways based off of this trailer. But at first, maybe he's just like, I don't know. But I will say the one thing that obviously you have to notice here is the group that he has here. Everyone has armor, right? If you're looking behind him there, everybody has armor. So that's different, right? Like, that's actually kind of interesting just because of what he's wearing as well. He's wearing like a suit, and he has sunglasses. Like, we don't see a lot of characters wearing sunglasses on The Walking Dead. So the fact that he's actually wearing sunglasses here, and, you know, it's sort of, I guess, who he is. And I think we didn't get to see a lot of that in the first episode because it was a lot of him reacting to Negan, right? So he didn't get to really actually like show us who he is overall. And so I think we're seeing that here. I think that this is going to be a very big Bruegel episode, and I'm excited for that because obviously Kim Coates is a really amazing actor, and I think that going into this season, he was a really exciting aspect, to the show here. So I think that finally getting into the character here, it's going to be really interesting, and I really do wonder where this is going to go for a season 3. Like, is the character dying this season? I don't think so. I feel like this character will be around for season 3. So I'm just interested in how they're going to build this up here for this episode, because it does seem to be a pretty big Bruegel episode. And it's kind of funny because he's acting like his old self here, I feel like, because you can just kind of tell because of his smile here, right? Like, he just kind of seems like he's gonna have that sort of persona here in this scene here. And I just wonder how that's going to work with Bruegel. Like, how is Bruegel going to react to it, right? Because they're both going to be talking here. And I think that's what I'm excited about, because like Kim Coates, in that very first episode, he seemed to be, well, not Kim Coates, but Bruegel seemed to be, really, I guess, entertained by Negan, right? Like, I think he was putting on a show like that, and it was just like something that, again, like, he didn't really say anything at all, right? So it's hard to say what he really wants overall. And so I'm thinking that in this episode, we're going to see a lot of that here, because obviously he liked the fact that they powered on Radio City Music Hall, right? And so there's a lot of things like that I'm just really curious about. Like, how are these two characters going to interact this season? And episode 4 is going to give us that. And I think that that's going to be something that obviously we've been waiting for. I think for Negan specifically, that's the one thing we've been waiting for, right? Is like his story specifically to get more exciting, because I think for Maggie, like, she honestly has a really great story right now. I'm actually kind of surprised by that, because Maggie hasn't had the best stories, I would say, over the last however many years. Even though they've been all right, they haven't been the most exciting. And I think this season, like, they're doing a lot here, right? So yeah, just really cool to actually see Negan and Bruegel in the same scene. But then we see Pearlie Armstrong and also Maggie as well, and it looks like they are very close by here, because Maggie has binoculars here and actually looks down here from the rooftop and does see Negan showing up here with his Lucille bat. So first of all, she's going to react to that, right? Like, she's going to react to the fact that, first of all, he has a leather jacket on and, the Lucille bat. And I think that, I think this is probably the first time she's seeing it, right? I don't think she saw this before. I thought that in the trailer that they showed us that was the first time she was seeing that, but it looks like, no, this is going to be the first time she actually does see it, that she looks down and sees him, like, with the bat. And I wonder how she's going to react, because it's kind of hard to, see from this one shot right here. Like, she is reacting to it a little bit. Maybe she just noticed that he was there, but I feel like when she actually looks through the binoculars here, that's when she's first seeing him with the bat, and maybe it's a moment that is just very shocking for her, but I think it's really cool, honestly, that they're there now. Like, that's the thing that I actually really like about this show, is that we're seeing the traveling, and it's been 3 episodes now of them traveling to get here, and that's honestly really cool. Like, we're getting to the halfway point, and Maggie is there in Manhattan now, right? Like, I think that's awesome, because that's like, like Walking Dead back in the day used to do a lot of that. Like, it was a lot of traveling for a while. And like that first episode, they didn't really travel too much. But in the second one, obviously we saw them travel and cross the river. In the third one, obviously they went through Central Park and met a new community and all of that. And it's just a lot of like, exploring just the world and stuff, and a lot of character development. So now we're finally here, and we've seen a lot of what she's been through here and understand a lot of, I guess, what's happening here with the character. So yeah, just really cool stuff here. And we also see Ginny here actually get a gun. And so that's one whole thing here that, we haven't really seen a lot, or they haven't really talked about too much this season anyways. And that is how Ginny feels towards Negan. Like, obviously she wants to kill him, right? And I think that's the thing too. In this trailer, they sort of mention the fact that Negan is out there. So I think that New Babylon is going to find out about a lot of that. And I do wonder how they're going to react to the fact that Pearlie lied about a lot of that, right? Because we have a shot here of Maggie, Herschel, and Pearlie, and they're on their own. So I'm like, did they actually get away from them? Because maybe something went down and they're like, hey, we got to leave. And so now they're separated at this point, right? So I'm really interested, because Ginny is also not with them. So I feel like maybe she's going to be with New Babylon for a little bit. And then obviously she wants to get revenge for, Negan killing her father, right? So that's going to be a whole other storyline that they're probably going to get to at some point this season. The character, I don't think, is going to die. That would be crazy. But like, that's going to be something that they do explore here this season. And just really cool to see Maggie, I will say, just like in this location here. And I'm really curious as to where they're going to go, because I really felt like most of this season was going to be Maggie traveling there, like, and New Babylon getting there, and then maybe the last like 3 episodes they were there kind of thing. But it looks like no, in episode 4 they actually are there, and a bunch of stuff's going to go down, because the very last shot of this trailer, we actually see the painting on fire here. And so I know that Bruegel uses a flamethrower at some point, so I don't know if that's what's happening here, but it looks like there's a bunch of stuff that happens here between Maggie and Bruegel, and just like everything there, because we see this dinner happening here. So yeah, that's finally happening in episode 4. So that's really exciting. And there's some shots of Herschel running through this hallway here and stuff. So they're obviously in Bruegel's, I guess, building or whatever you would call it here. And I'm just curious as to how this is all going to play out here, and if maybe the bear scene is going to happen in this episode, or maybe that's episode 5. We'll have to wait and see. But the very last scene here, or one of the last scenes of the trailer anyways, we do see Maggie and Negan actually reunite here. And I talked about this a little bit in my episode 3 breakdown video, but I think that the complaints about them not being together a lot this season, I just don't get, honestly, because like it makes sense. Like you look at the first 3 episodes, like they're traveling, you know, all the way to Manhattan. Like obviously the characters aren't going to be there together, and their stories have to be separate right now. Like it makes sense that, you know, with a lot of what Maggie's going through with Herschel and Negan, you know, being with Dama and whatnot, that the characters are going to be separated quite a bit. And it looks like they do reunite here. Like you're going to have the characters together. Negan literally just saw Herschel, right, in episode 3. Before that, he also saw Herschel in episode 2. So I'm just like, overall, like they're kind of interacting, they're in the same episodes together, and we're seeing how, you know, the stories are combining here a little bit. So I don't get the complaints here, and I'm interested in how this interaction is going to go, like if Maggie is going to be a little bit nicer to him, or like how this is going to go overall. Like I wonder if she's going to question him about Lucille and what's happening there. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I'm excited for this episode, but I'm gonna leave it here. Definitely post all your thoughts down below. Hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.